Today on Extraordinary Explained, Weapon State. Imagine wielding a single sword that can instantly transform from an impenetrable shield to a lightning-fast blade that strikes from multiple angles simultaneously. Not by changing its physical form, but by altering its very nature. That's the incredible potential of weapon state, the power to change what your weapon can do at will. And trust me, it's far more game-changing than you might think. Let's start with what weapon state actually is. At its core, this ability allows you to alter the properties of any weapon without changing its physical appearance. Think of it as installing different software on the same hardware. Your trusty blade remains a blade, but its capabilities shift dramatically based on what state you've activated. This isn't just a minor enhancement, we're talking about fundamental transformations. A dagger could gain perfect defensive properties, becoming capable of blocking attacks from weapons many times its size. A bow could shift from firing single precise arrows to unleashing a storm of energy bolts that curve around obstacles to find their targets. The applications are virtually limitless. Imagine activating a piercing state when facing armored opponents, or switching to a stunning state for non-lethal takedowns. Need to hit multiple targets? Switch to scatter state and watch as your single arrow splits into dozens. Facing a speedster? Activate temporal state to slow anything your weapon touches. What's truly fascinating is how this ability bridges the gap between physical and energy-based combat. With weapon state, a simple steel sword could suddenly emit cutting waves of energy, project beams of concentrated force, or create vortexes with each swing. The weapon itself becomes a conduit for abilities that would normally require completely different tools or powers. So how might someone acquire such an ability? The most likely paths would be through intensive training in mystical martial arts that teach energy manipulation, inheritance of ancient knowledge about weapon enchantment, or perhaps exposure to reality-altering events that permanently change one's connection to weaponry. Of course, there are limitations. Most users would be restricted to changing only one state at a time. You couldn't have both perfect defense and maximum attack simultaneously. And the number of available states would depend on both the user's skill level and the complexity of the weapon itself. When we compare weapon state to similar abilities like weapon manipulation or weapon transmutation, we see key differences. Manipulation allows control over the weapon's movement, while transmutation changes its physical form. Weapon state, however, maintains the same form while altering the fundamental properties, which in many ways makes it more subtle but potentially more versatile. The ethical implications are significant. With great versatility comes great responsibility. A weapon that can instantly switch from non-lethal to deadly force requires tremendous discipline. In the wrong hands, the unpredictability of shifting weapon states could make conflicts more dangerous and unpredictable. Weapon state represents the fascinating intersection of combat practicality and almost magical versatility. It makes us question the very nature of what a weapon is, not just an object, but a conduit for intention and ability. What would you do if you could change the state of your weapon at will? Would you focus on defense, offense, or something more creative? And where would you draw the line between using such power for protection versus domination? If you liked this video and would want to see more, please like, share, and make sure to hit that bell icon so that YouTube knows that you want to see more.